Hey, Motorman here, and today I'm going to give you an update on my $1,000 bagger. Let's take a look at it. I'll show you the before pictures. If you're not subscribed to this channel, you would know that this is a 2007 police bike, police electric glide. Got it from a friend of mine. Hadn't been ridden in 2 or 3 years. It was a filthy mess. I wasn't sure about the service history of the bike. It's got 49,000 miles on it, and first thing I had to do was give it a good detail. Not the best detail, but I'm not a professional, but I wanted the bike to look like, well, something I'm going to rent out for the class. I don't want people to think I'm renting them junk, so I wanted the motorcycle to look good, and it does, especially for the $1,000 I paid for it. Took about 3-4 hours to get it to look like this. It could still do some more, but I got the chrome nice and clean. There was no rust at all on the bike, which is a good thing. Cleaned up the dash, took off, it had all the police lights and the radar system. The radar didn't work, so I took that off. Also took off the back piece here that housed the police lights, police tour pack, I guess you could call it, and it needed a new seat, and I got this from CC Rider, and I gotta tell you, I think this is about 220 bucks, this seat, but it is supremely comfortable. And the reason it took off the tour pack was because at times in the class I ride 2 people on the motorcycle through the exercises to show them what it should feel like, and of course with the police tour pack on it, it was just a single seater, so got rid of that. Got a seat from CC Rider, and it, like I said, just extremely comfortable. Your feet get really close to the ground because it's narrow up here. I can't recommend their seats enough, especially for the price. And I took it to a friend of mine. He's a mechanic, and I knew that it needed some work. The brakes felt kind of mushy, so I'm going to show you what the problem was with that. This is the first ABS system. They first came out on the police bikes, I believe, from 2005 to 2007, and it takes up about 1/3 of the bag. The newer ones are mounted under the side cover, but this is the way they did on the police bikes, and from the brakes were feeling really just mushy, as if either I had a bad master cylinder, but turned out that this unit is bad. To buy a new one is about $1,000 bucks. So my mechanic said, look, you could buy a new one for $1,000, or for a couple $100 bucks I could bypass this, and that's what he did. So I still left this on here because it's not bothering me, but we bypassed it, so the brakes work great now. It's just no longer ABS. And a lot of people on YouTube do this. What happens is you're supposed to change the brake fluid every 2 years. If you don't, you get moisture through the lines and into this unit, and it ruins it. So if you're out there, guys, I heard that that's the case even with new ones. Every 2 years you should drain that fluid, replace it. Don't want to get moisture in there or to ruin your ABS system. And I'm going to show you what all the stuff I use to get the bike to look the way it does. I'm going to show you also a picture of when I first got it, but I'm going to show you what I used. And as I said, I'm not a professional, but I'm pretty good at this stuff. Been detailing cars, my own cars, for years. So first thing I used is this Greitz or Greitz, I'm not sure how you say it, fast correcting cream. This is just what it says. It corrects the scratches and all the marks that you normally get on the paint. As long as it's not through the clear coat, you're good with this. And the more you use this, the more you buff with it, the lighter it gets, so that it turns out just like polish. Once that's done, by the way, I used the orange pad for this because it's a little bit stiffer, and then I used the orange pad again with Meguiar's polish. It's a finishing polish, glaze, whatever you want to call it. Look, did a really good job. And for the most part, this white diamond wax, and there's a cleaner in here. For most of this bike I could have got away with just using this. Once that's all finished, I use the Turtle Wax Hybrid Solutions. This stuff, it's not a correction. If you've got good paint though, you don't have a lot of scratches, I highly recommend this for your motorcycle or a car or truck, because you just spray it on and wipe it off, and they make one that you could wash and wax as well, and they work fantastic. They bead water for about a month, I'd say, but it gives you unbelievable slick finish. And this is a Greitz polisher. This is pretty much useless. I don't recommend this at all. It just doesn't have enough power. You put any kind of pressure at all on it, even the weight of the unit will stop this from turning, and then you're not doing anything. So I went to the Old Faithful. This is a Cyclo polisher. They still make these. This one I've got was passed down to me from my father, and I think it's about 60 years old, and it works perfectly. The new ones have different speeds. This is only one speed, and it seems to be the exact speed you need to correct the paint. So I use this as the final as well, and it just, I can't recommend it more. Even if you pay whatever it is, like $300, $350 for one of these, they last you a lifetime. So that's the deal. I put so far is in money. I paid $1,000 for the bike. So when I got the bike, I knew I'd have to put some money in it to make it run really good. And you know, I'm not disappointed with the amount of money. I'm going to total it up, but the biggest expense was bypassing the ABS unit, changing all the fluids and everything. For the mechanic bill was like, I think it was $400, but it looks really good. It looks more like a 2-year-old motorcycle than a 17-year-old motorcycle, and it runs really well. For my purposes, this is perfect. It's going to be a rental bike to people who come from out of state, and they want to rent a motorcycle for the class, and also they don't want to worry about dropping it. I'm going to put the motorcycle drop guards on it as well. I've got an extra set, and it's going to serve the purpose for a very, very reasonable amount of money. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned something, and please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel.